Mike has a question. From time to time, you mention exercises that transfer to other sports can give you a bit more. From time to time, you mention exercises that transfer to other sports can give a bit more exercises or insight on that matter. Okay. I am primarily a martial artist. We are always doing push-ups, bench press, jumping squats, etc. But I never feel I got stronger in my punching or kicking until I quit those horizontal pushing muscles. Good. I started doing the overhead presses, for instance. Like you suggested, I immediately noticed that I got stronger in pushing like never before. What are the best exercises that transfer to other sports or for my martial arts practice? Well, the other sports and martial arts practice, those are two completely different questions. But like a lot of people, you've discovered, Mike, that, push-ups are great, bench press are great, doing jumping squats are great and good, but sometimes you gotta take care of business. When I was little, the first strength and health magazine I ever bought, it's up there in my shelves. There's an article about weightlifting for wrestlers, and there's a line in that article I will never forget. And basically, he said, if you do the Olympic lifts and you snatch 165 pounds and you're in the 165 pound weight class, it means that you know that you're strong enough to pick up your opponent and in one motion, whip them overhead. Now, whether that's true or not, is, there's more to it. But being able to bench press 165, in my view, isn't nearly as impressive as to be able to clean and jerk it, snatch it, or clean and press it. So for me, I always think that the Olympic lifts are the best things fighters can do. Now, having said that, there's not a fighter I know who won't instantly push back and say, I can't bend my wrists more than this. I got a bad elbow, I got a bad shoulder, I got a bad knee. And of course, my thought is always, and you want to do more? Okay, how many injuries does it take before you start going, yeah, that's enough? So I like the fact, I'm going to give you 3 ideas that I think are very good practically everybody. I'm going to take you back to 2002. I had broken this wrist in 8 pieces, and I had to get 2 surgeries to repair it. I'm sure there's somebody online who's going to say that I was training stupid and I hurt it. No, I was lifting stupid and I hurt it. I was at an Olympic lifting meet, and I snatched the state record, and I was fighting, and the bar moved and I dumped it, but sadly my elbow hit the ground and the weight hit it right there and blew me apart. There's more to the story, but that's enough. So back then I started this newsletter online called Get Up, and I'm still very proud of it. I thought it was a marvelous little free newsletter. And after the first edition, Mike Rosenberg said to me, you got to put your mission statement in there. So we had a long conversation about what that is. And one of the things that I truly believe in, and here's my advice for you, is that I think that everybody listening should do 3 things. Put weights over their head, lift weights off the ground, and carry weights for time or distance. It's funny. In my career, I often think back on some of the things I say. Now, thank you to Mike Rosenberg on that. But I also have to thank Success Magazine, because in 1996, Success Magazine, I don't know if it exists anymore. It was this monthly little tiny newsletter. It was great. And it said the 3 secrets to success. And they were so simple. Number 1 was show up. Number 2 was don't quit. And number 3 was ask questions. That's the 3 secrets to success. And I adopted that in 1996. And obviously, you know things, but sometimes when you see it that simple, it just resonates in your head forever. Not long ago, somebody had claimed that I had stolen that from them. But my thought was, you got to go back to Success Magazine in 1996. Yeah, I stole it from Success Magazine, no question about that. But when I take you back to put weights overhead, lift weights off the ground and pick them up and carry them for time or distance, this summarizes things for me. I think you should still keep doing the overhead press. or family, whatever you can do. You can snatch, you can clean and jerk, you can clean and press, whatever works for you. You can press off the racks, you can do whatever you got to do. I'd love to see you have a deadlift variation, which is interesting because you're doing jumping squats, but I'd love a deadlift variation or cleans or snatches, but pick things up off the floor. And there are so many deadlift variations. You know, you can put your heels together, sometimes called the duck deadlift. We called it the frog stance deadlift. Snatch grip deadlift. You can do Romanian deadlifts. You can do, really the hack squat is a deadlift variation somewhat. It's a great one. I'm sure we like rack deadlift, whatever it is, pick weights off the ground. And the third one is carry things for time or distance. As a fighter, I think you get more out of suitcase carries, but farmer walks are great. Bear hug carries with heavy weights are great. Dragging sleds, pushing prowlers, pushing cars. Get a really bad car, or have a good friend of yours get a bad car and you just push the car around town. Get it up to freeway speed. So that's what I would tell you. Just put it overhead, and you're already starting to do that. Pick weights off the ground and then do loaded carries. Honestly, Mike, if I could just wave my hand and give one bit of advice to everyone listening, put weights over your head, pick them up off the ground and carry them. Pick 3 exercises. It's funny when I think about kettlebells, you can do, if I said overhead press, swing, suitcase carry, that's pretty good. If you have barbells, you can do clean and press, and there's 2 of the there's 2 of the 3 right there. And then I hate this exercise, but deadlift carries, I don't like it at all. It's where you deadlift a bar and walk with it. I don't like it, but it's a great one. Whatever piece of equipment you have, just say, okay, that's what we're going to do today. I hope it helped. And I got to be honest with you. At first, when I first read the question, I didn't know if I would like it or not, but making me go back mentally to 1996 and Success Magazine really actually helped me. And thank you to whoever wrote that in Success Magazine. And thank you to Mike Rosenberg for reminding me, helping me through what I thought were the core important things. And there is a minor lesson to all this, folks, is that very few of us invent things in life. I like to think I've invented a few things. Goblet squat, suitcase carry. I was there with Greg with the slosh pipe, and boy, that was Greg Henger and Mike Rosenberg and Lonnie Wade. Bill Witt, those experiences I had at discus camp that we just would spend a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks just talking about training all the time and how to win. That just really shaped my career. So I guess my final point on this is be sure you stay in community and you talk to people about improving, because when you have conversations with people who love what you love, who are trying to do what you're trying to do, you just get these ideas. And the important thing is to write them down and remember them. Thank you, Mike. Great question, and I thank you.